The contact process is basically the manufacture of sulfuric acid starting from atmospheric SO2. So we have used a transition metal, we have used a compound of a transition metal, and that's what this is. These are often used as catalysts, and when we do catalysis in detail in reaction kinetics, I can actually tell you how these are used and how these work. So transition elements and their compounds are colored. We will be doing why they are colored, why these compounds are colored further in the presentation. So transition elements and their compounds are transition element compounds are used as oxidizing or reducing agents. So this is because of their variable oxidation states, because they can change from one oxidation state to the other. For example, Fe2 plus can be oxidized to Fe3 plus, and that's why they are used as oxidizing or reducing agents, because they can either Fe3 plus can reduce, Fe2 plus can Fe3 plus can be reduced, and thus it's an oxidizing agent. Fe2 plus can itself oxidize, so it's a reducing agent, and that's why they are used as oxidizing or reducing agents. And when we do reaction kinetics, I'll be doing a specific example where Fe2 plus and Fe3 plus are used as catalysts. Moving further, ligands and complex formation. Okay, so this is something new for you, this is fairly easy, and you just have to remember a couple of things. So before I'll be defining ligands and I'll be defining what a complex is. But before that, let's do some. Let's look at this. Cu2 plus aqueous. Okay, so Cu2 plus aqueous, you know that when you put a copper compound like copper sulfate crystals in water, then you get a blue solution. And when you put it in, so we have CuSO4 solid, and when we put it in water, we have CuSO4 aqueous. So we have CuSO4 aqueous in water, and in water, you know that this is an ionic compound. So you know in water it will dissociate into Cu2 plus aqueous and SO4 2 negative aqueous. Okay, so this is my in water, ionic compounds dissociate into ions, aqueous ions. So when we look at Cu2 plus aqueous, this is basically nothing but the complex ion called the complex ion, which looks like this: the Cu, central metal ion, so we have H2O, OH2. This OH, don't get confused about OH2. It is basically H2O, but we write the O first because the copper is bonding to this oxygen atom. I'll be telling you why. Just a second, let me complete this complex ion. H2O, H2O, H2O. Okay, so this is a complex ion, and I'll make a 2 plus charge over here, and basically the Cu2 plus aqueous ion, which we call aqueous copper ions, Cu2 plus, is basically this entire complex